Hi, this is Jaya. In this video, we shall see the biography of Mother Teresa. Mother Teresa was a Roman Catholic nun. She devoted her life to serve the poor and the destitute, that is, helpless people all over the world. In her lifetime, she had spent most of her years in Calcutta, which is in India, and it is there she founded the Missionaries of Charity, which is a religious congregation. And the main aim of this charity is to help the people, those who are in great need. In 1979, Mother Teresa was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize and she became the symbol of charitable, selfless work. In 2016, Mother Teresa was canonized by the Roman Catholic Church as Saint Teresa. Mother Teresa was born in 1910 in Skopje, the capital of the Republic of Macedonia. We do not know much about her early life, but at the age when she was very young itself, she could feel that she was hearing God's calling, and therefore she became a nun and started helping the poor. And at the age of 18, she was given permission to join the group of nuns who were in Ireland. And after a few months, with the Sisters of Loretta, she was given permission to travel to India. And in order to take this travel, she did all the formal religious vows in 1931 and she chose her name as Teresa following Saint Teresa of Lisieux, who was a patron saint of the missionaries. When she came to India, she began her work by working as a teacher. But soon the poverty of Calcutta created a deep impression in her, and therefore she started a new order called the Missionary of Charity. And the primary objective of this mission was to look after the people who had no one else to take care of them. And Mother Teresa felt that serving others was the fundamental principle of the teachings of Jesus Christ. During her stay in Calcutta, she had two dramatic periods. The first was the Bengal famine of 1943, where people did not have even food. And the second was the Hindu Muslim violence in 1946, which happened before the partition of India. In 1948, she left the convent to live full time among the poorest people in Calcutta. And she also chose to wear a white Indian sari with a blue border, and this was because she respected the traditional Indian dress. For many years, Mother Teresa and along with her a few band of fellow nuns served on minimal income. They had very little money and also food, and often they have to go and beg for funds because they had to take care of the people who were in their missionary. And slowly her efforts, which she was serving for the poorest, were noted and was also appreciated by the local community and the Indian politicians. In 1952, she opened a first home for the dying, and here she did this because she wanted those people to die with dignity. And Mother Teresa often spent most of her time with those dying people. And there were two types of views regarding this. Some said that there was no proper medical attention, and in fact, they didn't have even painkillers to give it to the poor people because they did not have much funds. But at the same time, many people appreciated her because she was taking care of the neglected people. And when these people are dying, they will die happily knowing that someone cared for them. And her work spread around the world. By 2013, there were 700 missions operating in over 130 countries. And she started even taking care of the orphanages, and they started hospitals for those with terminal illnesses, that is, illnesses which are beyond cure. And Mother Teresa never sought to convert those of another faith. That is, she was a strong Christian, but she never converted others. And those in her hospital after their death, they were given the religious rights according to their own faith. But she was a firm Catholic, and she also took a strict line on abortion, the death penalty, and divorce. And these views of her were also very unpopular. But in her whole life, she was influenced by her faith and religion. And even though at times she confessed she didn't feel the presence of God, she was a strong Catholic. And the Missionary of Charity now has branches all over the world, including even the developed countries, where They are people who are homeless, and they are people who are affected by AIDS. And in 1965, the organization became an international religious family by the decree of Pope Paul VI. In 1916, the life of Mother Teresa was brought to wider public attention by Malcolm Muggeridge, who wrote a book and produced a documentary also under the name Something Beautiful for God. In 1979, she was awarded Nobel Prize, and that was for the work undertaken in the struggle to overcome poverty and distress, which also constitutes a threat to peace. But she did not attend the banquet ceremonial party. But for those who are this award is given, they'll be receiving an amount of 192,000 pounds. She asked that fund to be given to the poor. And in the later years, she was more active in Western developed countries. She commented that these West countries, they were very prosperous materially, but spiritually they were very poor. And when she was asked how to promote world peace, she replied, "Go home and love your family." And over the last 2 decades of her life, she suffered from various health problems, but that did not stop her from serving in her mission for the poor and the needy. And until her very last illness, she was active in traveling around the world to the different branches of the missionaries of charity. And during her last few years, she met Princess Diana in the Bronx, New York. And both of them died within a week of each other. Following Mother Teresa's death, the Vatican began the process of beatification, which is actually the second step on the way to canonization and then to sainthood. And Mother Teresa was formally beatified in October 2003 by Pope John Paul II. Now she is Saint Teresa, the beloved of God and the beloved of all the people all over the world. If you have anything more to add on to what I've said, please write it in the comment box, like the video, share it with your friends, and if you have not subscribed my channel, please subscribe and support. Thank you.